France is the 6th African country in the World Cup. Majority of the players are African descendants. Let's not argue about it, guys. Let's not argue about it.
That's so true.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah, but I think I was also impressed by Kenyans the other day when they rallied behind Croatia. You remember after the massacre of the university students, and there's a university in Croatia where they had a memorial thing and trying to urge the terrorists not to do that, which was a good thing for us, not knowing that we don't have very strong relations with
A colleague of mine went emotional about they rallied behind us, now we have to support them again. No, it's not an emotional thing. This is World Cup, people.
Are you serious? Football is emotional. Have you seen your guys during this World Cup?
I mean, it is emotional, but we cannot go back to Garissa and say they rallied behind us and all that. Yeah, their president.
Yes.
Their president.
Well, they have one of the hottest presidents.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. We need to stop confusing the Croatian president, President Kolinda Garba, for ISIS wife, Coco. Those are two, they're blonde ladies, but they're two different people. Come on, guys.
I mean, she's only a president who rocks the beach, man, and all those photos and everything.
With a banging body.
I mean, the hottest president in the world.
She's not, Coco,
by the way, the World Cup final this time round, when we talk about presidency, I think is well matched because you see France has a very young president, Macron at 40 years old, and we have Croatia having one of the she's been termed as one of the sexiest female presidents in the world at only 50 years old.
You know what I love about the Croatian president? Not only she's so flexible with the people. E.g., she traveled on a normal aircraft to go for the flight. I mean, to go for the game 1. 2, after the Croatian team, I think when the last match they played, she went to the changing rooms and congratulated all of them. Then from there, she changes into something very comfortable and more formal and walks into the NATO summit like it's just another thing. She's slaying it.
She's slaying it.
She's slaying the presidency.
I think that's why MPs have gone there.
Now that's the other thing. Oh my goodness. Solo, did you see any of our 20 MPs?
I know that some of them were already there. And
look at her watching the game with the fans.
Oh yeah,
look at her watching it. She's so down to earth.
And she went to that's a normal stand. That's not the VIP stand. She just went to the normal stand. They joined the other Croatians just to celebrate the team as they cheered them on.
Kolinda Garba, we applaud you. We applaud you. Gorgeous woman. Again, she is not ISIS wife Coco, ladies and gentlemen. Those are two different people.
And you know Coco, Coco.
I'm sure Solo would know Coco.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were telling me, yes, let's get back to our MPs in Russia. 20 of them that have gone for the World Cup.
Or maybe more.
Or maybe more. 20 is what we know.
Yes.
Benchmarking.
But here's the thing. Okay, we're not sure whether I really want to believe and give them the benefit of doubt, especially with this lifestyle audit, that they paid for everything with their own money. You know, the problem is not going for the World Cup, which is fine. Anyone can go. But I really, really want to hope as public servants, they went there with their own money and not based on taxpayer. We did not pay for that
Let's hope so, but, you know, according to allegations, it's like a lot of it was taxpayers' money given to them by the state.
Yeah. And Stevens was saying we shouldn't get emotional. Stevens, I'm emotional.
about MPs?
No, you said we shouldn't get emotional about football when Solo gave the example with Croatia standing up with... Kenya standing with Croatia after they stood with us with the Garissa attack. I'm getting emotional about this one.
This one should make us get a little bit emotional.
I mean, MPs going for World Cup is okay. I mean, all Kenyans are going there. I mean, many of them, friends we know, are using the money to go there. But when people raise suspicion about their MPs and look at this as it's not so the priority they should be taken. I mean, that becomes the question. MPs are people servants. MPs are people we've put in place of power to assist. I think the needs that we have as people would be different when we compare this to, yes, MP go for World Cup and all that, but we still have our problems. And when you go there, don't make news about it.
Okay.
Don't let us know that you're burning the money.
Go for your game.
Yeah.
And
personally, I don't think there's any problem as long as they're using their own funds, their own means, and not taxpayers' money. But according to allegations, it's been said, and even I think the clerk of the Senate has come in defending them, saying that you know, they were on an official visit. There was the Speaker of the National Assembly, Muturi, also said that there was nothing wrong with that. It would be so sad if actually, like, all their expenses, their per diem, they're saying I'm excluding their flight and the tickets for the game.
Right.
If it was taxpayers' money, then it's really sad, because at the point we are in right now, everything is for traders, for businessmen, for young people who want jobs, for people who are already working, for people who just remitted their tax remittance last month. It will be really sad to know that these guys were actually given this to go and, as they said, go and see how a World Cup is prepared.
So look how World Cup is prepared. Perhaps they will bring those same tricks into Parliament and shape our own Harambee Stars and soccer department.
It's so sad that we would get to that level if really they are using taxpayers' money.
Yeah, because the problem is not that they went for the game. It's that we hope that they footed for their own expenses.
Yes.
All right, the other thing, and Solo, you are there, you could be able to tell us, is that during this whole World Cup 2018, which ends on Sunday, the day Barack Obama is coming in, by the way, there was so much sexual harassment towards the female fans as well as the female reporters. Solo, I'll let you have a go-ahead. You were the one who was physically there. You know, Sisi up in Nairobi with the cold, we were just... Anyway, go ahead.
Well, this is not a first time. You know, anytime they host a World Cup event in any country, number one priority comes to security, because there are so many people who come to visit the country.
Right.
So many hooligans also there. So many people who try to take advantage. A lot of thugs. Luckily, we've not seen a lot of commotion in terms of people being rowdy or people being robbed. But cases of sexual harassment are global. They are everywhere. We have seen some photos that have been doing rounds of even female ladies, or maybe in a crowd, flashing, you know, their twins and binge drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it would be very, very possible that that is a scenario that is actually happening. But how to control it is still a whole matter of security, because when they came to South Africa, they tried to really make sure that you don't have those gangs from the ghettos to come and rob, especially those tourists or people who come from foreign countries to support their team.
And you were there.
Yes, and I was there in South Africa, and they really tried to curb that, and also figuring and bearing in mind that the whole emphasis for Africa was security. Yeah. They were saying, is it safe for someone to come from a different country to come and watch the World Cup? So for Russia, we've not seen any incidences of a lot of crime, but...
I applaud Russia. They took security very seriously. I remember when we were just preparing to usher in the World Cup, they had security officers from around the world because of the aspect of language as well. I give them props to that. Even the crowd this time round were very well disciplined. A few of them would pick up litter after a game. So this time round, it has set the pace for the next World Cup, not only from a security point of view, but also as fans. Can we enjoy a game and clean up?
The truth is that in everything good, there's bad, and the sideshows will always be there. I remember the World Cup, when we took off, there was a big talk about don't mix with them, and talk about, you know, toilet girls, you know, try to showcase their business there, don't mix up with them. The blacks who went, now we're talking about issues of rape and sexual harassment. How things turn around. The truth is, we, the media, will always look for something on the side shows, and whether it's one person or two talking about sexual harassment and BCD, the fact is that Russia has hosted this World Cup in the best way. Anybody can do that. A great World Cup. The side shows will be there, but what is a good end of the day?
Here's the other thing. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I have a feeling you guys will choose the World Cup, which is okay, because we're expecting Obama on Sunday, and he's here for literally a few hours. They're not spending the night like last time, Stevens. You know, they just touch down mingle, leave.
They're like, we're looking at where are they? Where do they sleep?
Yeah, there's nothing like that, you know, because I was planning to camp outside Oprah's hotel, but that has failed. But if we have Obama coming and then you have the World Cup, where does your loyalty lay?
Both.
Wow, so one eye will be on World Cup and the other eye will be on a screen?
I mean, World Cup is a week on 9.
No, it's at 5. The game is at 5.
Obama has already been here, and we are telling the men, you're leaving now, and football is here. Of course, football, you cannot miss the World Cup finals. And I hope you would sit down and have a moment and watch the game. So probably ask, where will he be watching the game from? If he's still going to be here, then we can go there.
Okay, so Lo, your thoughts?
But, I mean, if you look at the social mental injustices that we've been exposed to by our politicians, I think football gives you that kind of relieving thrill. So it's a good thing that Obama is visiting. It's good, and probably I don't know what we can learn from Obama.
But the excitement, that must be
the excitement is always there.
There's excitement, actually.
But there's a football thrill that really calms you down. Like, let's rest the case. You never want to lose a World Cup.
But then the excitement is not as much as back when he came. Did you feel that?
I mean, that was Obama the president.
He's still Obama the former, first black.
You see, there's something about a former, and there's something about the president. And those are two different things. He's been here before for, you know, a very well profiled visit, which the world was watching for a number of days. You're coming to visit, you're going to Kisumu. I've seen in Nairobi and talking about the elders fearing that
the low elders.
You won't have time for them. And of course, Kisumu is waiting. That's the son of Kenya, the son of Kisumu, end of the day. But it cannot be the same thing again. It's like a repeat of something. It's like going to see a movie you've seen before. And so, Obama visit, yes, but not like it was.
Okay, another hot topic. Billionaire Aliko Dangote says that he is ready for a wife.
Please, you better say it nicely, please. You better say it nicely.
No, but I have. Billionaire Aliko Dangote.
This is a big one.
Billionaire Aliko Dangote says that he is ready for another wife. He's already been married twice. He says he doesn't have so much time on his hands. At being 60 years old, he just doesn't have the luxury to go out and mingle and you know, it's difficult. So, look, could you help Aliko Dangote? Money-wise, he's fine, but he needs someone.
No, I know a few African leaders, including some who came from Kenya, who've auditioned ladies and said, okay, Saturday, please be here by 8 a.m.
So, since money-wise you're not so good.
Come with your credentials and dress in your best.
But here's the thing. You know, we normally say, society says a 40-year-old woman who is successful, has the money, but is not married, is looked down upon. But when you have a billionaire, Aliko Dangote, at 60 years old, divorced twice, looking for another woman to keep him company.
But you'd understand, you'd understand his situation.
Because
as a billionaire, he doesn't even know who to trust.
Exactly.
He doesn't know who to mingle. So by the time he's saying that, he's really troubled at 60.
He doesn't know how to mingle. Is it our fault that his game is
know who to trust because
down?
everybody's throwing himself left, right, and center.
But
Be wise.
Let me tell you something I've learned about people who are very successful, and that even goes to women. And the fact that people know that you have so much success, that you're almost the class of untouchables, people sort of keep off you because they think they're not your level. I mean, you cannot get them. You're thinking, that billionaire, can he be mine or not? And many times you find yourself in that space that you're just alone.
Right.
Which is very true. And if this could be the case, people look at this guy as, that's a big boss. I am just a girl. I cannot get him and that kind of a thing.
But do you think so? I don't think so. Zinzi, do you think so?
Do I think that he can get a girl?
Would a girl just say, this is a big boss, so I'm just going to chill?
And let me tell you something. If that girl's integrity if her character is based on proper values like integrity and so forth and not money, Aliko Dangote would need a woman like that. And not just Aliko Dangote. I feel like any man, especially a successful man, would need someone like that. Because money can talk any day and age. And like you've said, these people do not know who to trust.
We're talking about the richest.
If he had
about a billionaire, so the money is there. Even if you try to look out, even if you try and shy away from it, like, I don't want it.
If he had Bill Gates at his daughter's wife, I mean, a wedding, what is so difficult about getting a spouse?
Okay, is this a billboard? Like we'd say, okay, this is what he's looking for credentials. This is it. She should be between this and this. She should be a Kenyan. Probably he was looking for a Kenyan. I mean, he loves Kenya, this guy. He's invested a lot here. This is coming closer home. But when you're talking about guys with money and women and stuff like that, we're looking at Trump and where did he get his from? End of the day, sometimes it is just your preference, and we just need to know his preference and say, okay, Solo, you have no money, this guy can cut you a little bit of chunk of his money, go fish for him.
Okay, but he's already been divorced twice, so what does that say?
There's nothing wrong with
that. He's a busy
man.
Women don't like busy men a lot. Women don't like when you're so busy and you have so much time for them. We have many successful men who have been divorced, even preachers who have been divorced by their wives because you had no time for this and you just say my projects are
Gentlemen, personal question. Do you want to be so available? That's the other thing.
It depends on how what available means.
I think when you have money,
you don't want to be too much around. Like, don't you have a job to do?
No, when you have money, you're always available.
But for Dangote's case, it's not the case. He's not always available.
No, what's always saying, the money is my available.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you, gentlemen. I see you. You know what?
But would you want a man? A man is busy and you can see his schedule. It makes a lot of sense. It's like be the wife of a president.
You know, I don't take the whole I'm too busy, because if something is of value, you'll prioritize it. Let's do this. Let's jump into the Nairobian and the Pulse. I'm going to let Solo take us through the Nairobian. Stevens, of course, will take us through the Pulse and give us a reason why we need to grab our copies this Friday morning.
Okay, coming from Dangote, I'm trying to fish for our wife. Our splash here is governor and deputy in sex scandal. That is an allegation. The Kericho governor has defended himself in a sworn affidavit.
Okay.
This was after a certain MCA called Paul Chirchir accused him on social media, saying that he's a sex pet, and he has also some traces of corruption in giving illegal fees or payments. So in an affidavit, he has sworn that no, he's very faithful and is faithful to his family only. That's a good read there, because there's a tussle between an MCA and a governor, and I don't know. I think we are seeing a lot of this going on. You also know that the Busia governor Ojamong also having been accused by members of his county for corruption allegations. Another one which is very interesting. And now we're talking about, we're talking about education today, we're talking about money, we're talking about love, but there are some students here who did not excel very well in their grades.
They excel backwards.
E-students.
Excellent students.
The E-students who have shown their love, expressed their love to CS Amina by bringing her gifts. This is after they got the opportunity. Please, let's not find this funny.
No, they have an association for the E-students,
yes.
E-grade students.
There's an association for E-grade students?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
And now, since now they have been allowed to actually go for education up to university level.
Right.
So now they have a chance. What I find interesting about this story is that all the gifts that they brought were actually crafted by them.
Okay, that's nice. That's thoughtful.
A very, very nice portrait of CS Amina. A football, maybe in the spirit of World Cup, and this football was made by one of the members of the E grade, who said he makes the footballs for sale, and that is his means of survival.
So we'll pause there so we can also have time to take a look at the Pulse. But that's actually a good reason. But
what I also found interesting, and which could be a very, very good read, is depressing celebs to death. I think it's a very, very interesting story, because celebs are those people that you keep and look up upon to. But now a couple of them are talking about how depression has taken them to their lowest part, or almost committing suicide. A good read.
Stevens, take us swiftly and probably just rush us through the Pulse.
Before we came on set, we were talking about down south for other reasons, and I hope you...
He means South Africa, to be specific.
Okay, that's a good clarification.
Just clarify that.
Thank you.
With Stevens, you never know. Meaning the African continent.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, and earlier in the week, we got the news that we have a big concert.
Yes, in South Africa.
In South Africa,
yes.
Sometimes in December, and it's for a noble cause, and we have all these stars coming. Jay-Z, Beyonce, our African stars mixing up with them. And we're just looking at the whole scenario of music in Africa, artists in Africa, and what this means to us as a showbiz fraternity. And sometimes when these guys come here, we just look at ourselves as the others. And the question the story is posing is that when these stars come here, do they also find an industry that is also capable of, giving them a good run for their money and that kind of a thing? Do we just get mesmerized like, oh, so-and-so has come to Kenya and our calligraphs and all that do not make sense anymore? And that's the question that we're looking at Africa as a future in terms of showbiz and all that. As Obama gets down to Kisumu, Vera gets down to Kisumu. And people need to grab the pulse just to find out why she's also going down there. And as I finish this, did you see what Huda said about Kenyan men?
I don't know. What did she say?
They're stingy, and that's why she doesn't date them.
Are you guys
stingy? She says she can get a lot of every sort of alcohol from them. She can drink all night with them, but they can never give her a single cent. And that debate has been going on so long.
Do you think that Kenyan men are stingy?
She needs to pay. She says, I need money. You guys don't give money.
Okay, Sawa. Let me tell you something. We're going to wind up right there. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Today, do we have a plan to watch a movie?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Solo, are you going to join us for the movie now that you're back from Russia?
No, Solo is just lying. Solo came from Russia and went to watch the movie straight on. Went to launch yesterday.
Let me loop in Michael into the conversation. Michael, we have the big game, which is on Sunday evening. And then we also have Obama, who is coming into the country around the same time. Again, I'm still waiting to see whether he'll come with Oprah or not. It's great to have Solo back into the country. What are your plans for the weekend?
My plans for the weekend start right about in 2 minutes when we finish this show, as usual. Basically by getting out of studio, and then after that, there's the movie that you've talked about today evening. Last week, we really enjoyed watching the movie Ant-Man. It was really nice. Then I still have, my message to those who say that Kenyan men are stingy because they don't give you money. Just an announcement, Kenyan men are not ATMs. They actually work very hard. And if it is, if it is drinks and dinner and all that, and I'm sure Zinzi from last Friday, you do agree that Kenyan men can be generous.
Because you bought me popcorn during the movie, Michael? Because you bought me popcorn?
Yes. And not just popcorn, but there was also drinks on the house. Thank you, Stephen. we enjoyed. But anything more than that, we're not ATMs, so I rest my case. But anyway, yes, and Kolo, who's behind the camera there, agrees with me that we're not ATMs. But there you go. And that's why maybe even Dangote has invested in Kenya, but cannot find a Kenya. Because, most people who have money actually are very stringent with their money. They take care of their money.
Yeah.
That's how they end up
being rich.
And I'm told that the ladies in the gallery are going to mute my mic. Hata mute, hamtapata ATM yoyote. All right. I think that's where we're going to wind up the show this morning, and I have a feeling that I'm not very popular right now with the ladies. But anyway, it is 8 minutes to 9 o'clock.